Right. Good morning to students, one and all. So today we are going to be start the basics of civil engineering lecture videos. So the presentation by M Hemanth Kumar, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering, G. Pullareddy Engineering College. Okay, in this lecture we are going to be discuss on the topic is under lecture number 1, role of civil engineers in society, various disciplines of civil engineering. Okay, before going to the discussion of various disciplines and role of each discipline, so we will discuss about, first of all, what are the course outcomes in basics of civil engineering. Okay, so there are 3 course outcomes are there. So the first one is the student can able to understand the disciplines of civil engineers and appreciate their roles in ensuring better society. Nothing but civil engineering means only one engineering will be tell, but in that civil engineering again there are some basic various disciplines will be there. So what are those roles we will be discuss in this course outcome 1. Next, when coming to the course outcome 2, the student can able to understand the basics of surveying. Nothing but the student can understand how to measure the land, how to measure the height of a building or else height of a tower. So those all concepts will become under the course outcome, that is understand the basics of surveying. And next, when coming to the last course outcome 3, the student can able to understand the basics of transportation engineering and water resource engineering and environmental engineering. Okay, so the what is the role of a transportation? Nothing but to construct the roads, to construct the bridges, to provide the payments. Which type of a payments it will be discussed in transportation engineering. Okay, next, what is the scope of water resource engineering? So where the water will be available, what is the source of a water? So how much quantity of water we have to be released for the public purpose or any industrial purpose or else any agricultural purpose. When coming to the environmental engineering, what is the use of a environmental engineering to study? Nothing but in daily life most of the public they will be use drinking of water. So the water, where is the availability of water? In water resource engineering we will discuss no, near the dams or any irrigation structures, that water will be sent to the public purposes. In that one only drinking water will have to be present. The scope of a environmental engineering is he have to check the quality of drinking water. So that's why. So these are the 3 course outcomes we will be discussed in this basics of civil engineering. Okay, let's move. So in our lecture video 1, so role of civil engineers in society, various disciplines of civil engineering, there are some of contents will be there. So in that one we will discuss introduction of civil engineering with its roles, and next various disciplines of civil engineering. One is structural engineer, next geotechnical engineering, transportation engineering, hydraulics and water resource engineering, next environmental engineering. Okay, let's move for the next slide. Next, first of all, what is mean by a civil engineer, or what is mean by civil engineering? Civil engineering is a professional engineering disciplines that deals with the design, construction and maintenance of a physical and natural built environment. So most of the people they will think nothing but the civil engineering means nothing but only designing of a buildings, only designing of a roads, and only designing of any irrigation structures and designing of any or constructing of any bridges. So not only construction and design part, the civil engineer will involves nothing but to check the water quality standards, to check the environmental conditions. Okay, so the majority in our society, the majority part of civil engineer in this civil engineer will have the some most important part in our society. Okay, so nothing but not only the roads and bridges, canals, dams, airports, sewage systems, pipelines, structural components of buildings and railway lines. So in these all conditions, the civil engineer will involve. So that's why in our society, civil engineer is having the very important role. Okay, right. So there are various disciplines of civil engineering. What are those various disciplines of civil engineering? So there are few various will be there. So first one in civil engineering, structural engineering. So the various discipline of civil engineering, one is structural engineering, second one is geotechnical engineering, next third one is transportation engineering, next fourth one is environmental engineering, next last fifth one is the water resource engineering. Okay, and in coming to the structural, wait a minute, okay, when coming to the structural engineering part, again it is going to be divided as construction, project management, specialization, nothing but discipline. Okay, building construction management. Okay, so we will be see in next slide. So wait. Right. So there are in this showing above figure, in civil engineering, one is structural engineering is there, and one more thing, geotechnical engineering is there, and transportation engineering is there, next environmental engineering is there. Again in structural engineering, it is going to be divided as material and construction project management, and next again in transportation, urban planning also will come. Okay, next one of the various disciplines in civil engineering, that is structural engineering, nothing but what type of a structure, whether it is building, I mean a residential building or commercial building or any function halls, any type of a building. So in this part the construction management also is involved. Construction management means if he want to construct a building for some more days, or else from for 2 or 3 years of a plan, so how the project work should be complete, these all things will be discussed in the construction management. Okay, next transportation engineering. Again in the transportation engineering, not only to construct the, not only to design the roads, and also to give the alignment of a road. So how the alignment means nothing but the line, okay, the line which is going to be presenting for the road surface, how we are going to be give the alignment line for the road, nothing but by using this surveying part. So this is the equipment which is used in surveying, nothing but the theodolite, okay, which is using in the surveying. Okay, next and next one is the water resource engineering. So here you people can observe irrigation structure is there. From this this irrigation structure will be having two types. One we will say dams. Next irrigation structure will be there reservoirs. So from dams, so the majority water will be stored near the irrigation structure. If you people are going to be constructing dams, okay, there will be generated the electricity. If you people are going to be construct the reservoirs, here the water will be released for the any other usage purpose, nothing but for drinking purpose or else for any agricultural purpose, like that. Okay, right, now we will move for the next slide. Right. Now we will come under the what are the scopes of each discipline. In that one, first one, scope of structural engineering. So what is the scope of structural engineering? So what is the scope of structural engineering means, where the structural engineer, he will involves nothing but designing part, constructing the buildings, and next planning of a buildings, where the structure will be safe or not. If the structure is safe in our paper calculations, then we will implement on the field. If the structure is not in our paper calculations we should not enter. So for that one, the scope of structural engineering is structural engineers are primarily concerned with the designing and constructing the buildings or any type of a structures which it should be safe and capable of withstanding the elements to which they will be exposed. Okay, right. So here we are seeing one is framed structure, another one is the load bearing structure. So in the framed structure, what we people are going to be observing, nothing but which we will be see, which we are staying in our homes, nothing but slab part and also beam part will be present. Next, these are the beams. Okay, this is beam. This is a slab. Okay, the upside top surface, nothing but slab. So the slab which is rest on the beam, and the next, the beam is supported on the columns. Okay, so the beam is supported on the columns. Okay, and next, the entire structure which is seen above the ground surface, which is rest on the under the ground surface, that is foundation part. So this is a small differences between framed structure and load bearing structure. What is the load bearing structure? Nothing but walls without having without having beam, column or any foundation part, nothing but the construction of a brick wall, that is called the load bearing structures, or else nothing but masonry structures also we can say. Okay, so beam, columns, ground level and foundation. Okay, next, you people can observe here in this image. So the scope of structural engineering is nothing but to construct any type of a building or else to construct any type of a road. First of all, he have to apply how much load is going to be how much load it is going to be applied on that structure, whether it is safe or not. Okay, you people can see here, this is the main foundation part, nothing but footing we will say, and this is the column. Okay, this is the column, see. Okay, next, beams, the green color part, the green color parts are nothing but beams, beam structure which is a horizontal member. Next, this is the slabs part. Okay, slab part, where if the load is applying on the slab surface, the load will be distributed from slab to beam. Again, from beam to column, the load will be distributed. Finally, the load will be transferred under the ground surface through the foundation part, from column to foundation. You see, if you are going to be apply the load on the top floor, so the load will be applied on the first of all on slab, from slab to beam, next beam to column, column to foundation part. Okay, right. Next, the scope of, next one is the scope of geotechnical engineering. In previous scope, what we have discussed, what is the scope of a structural engineering means nothing but to construct the building, nothing but to design the building or any type of a structure. Then what is the use of a, what is the scope of a geotechnical engineering? So he will involves, okay, to study the behavior or nature or characteristics of a soil. Okay, the geotechnical engineer, he will study the behavior and characteristics, nature of a soil. Why? What is the use? What is the purpose? We have to study the characteristics of the soil, because where the buildings are going to be constructing, not only the buildings, where the bridges are going to be constructing, where the flyovers are going to be constructing, where the dams, reservoirs, roads, where we are going to be constructing on the ground surface. No, ground surface means below the ground surface all the soil will be having. So the entire structure load, okay, the entire structure load will be transferred to the soil from foundation part. So we have to check there how much structural load is going to be transferring on that soil. So how much strength it is getting on that soil surface. So we will be discuss. In the scope of geotechnical engineering, we can study first of all below the ground surface how many layers of soils will be present. Nothing but surface layer. where the topsoils will be surface layer, where the topsoils will be available, nothing but decomposition of leaves or any decomposition of any insects like that. Next, topsoil, nothing but availability of any red soil or else small some black soil. Next, subsoil, so here the roots of any trees will be spreaded up to the subsoil layer. Next one, weathered rock, so here the rock particles will be present. And last layer, it is having the bedrock, entire parent bedrock. This is one is parent bedrock. So before going to the study the characteristics of a soil, we have to know what are the origin of soil layers. So there are having 5 layers. One is surface layer, nothing but ground surface layer. Okay, where we are going to be walking on the road. So where the road was constructed? On the ground surface layer. Okay, before the road constructed, how we are walking on the ground surface only, no? Okay, next, below the ground surface layer, there will be having a topsoil. Next, below the topsoil, subsoil will be present. Next, below the subsoil, weathered rock. Next to last one is the parent weathered rock. Due to some of the applying of any forces, the parent bedrock will having some of the cracks and sieves. Finally, it will be formed as a weathered rocks. Okay, right. Sorry. So you people can see this is a column, no? And this is the footing part, no? This is the footing part, no? From external load. What is mean by the external load? The load which is coming from the building, which is going to be transferring on the soil surface. So how it is going to be transferring? Okay, these are the conditions we are going to be study in this geotechnical engineering. And not only characteristics of soils below the ground surface. If we people travel in any ghat sections, nothing but any slope areas, we have to check the stability of earth slopes. See how this is the failure part, right? This is the failure part, earth slope surface. Okay, ma? So this is the earth slope surface part. See, due to the application of any sum of heavy loads. So which type of a soil it is going to be available on that surface? If we are going to be constructing any road surface on the very loose soil, the road surface will be going to be some demolishing part. So we have to check all the conditions in the geotechnical engineering. Okay, so these are the 3 conditions. Next one is, transportation of engineering. So what is the scope of transportation engineering? So the mainly in our society, transportation also will play one of a important role, nothing but for the public transport system. Okay, not only the public transport system. If we want to transport any goods or services, so transport system should be there. So how the transportation is going to be provided? If we are going to be discussing this scope of transportation engineering. So the transportation has always played an essential role developing the society. So to development the society, transportation engineering will play the important role. So you people can observe here. Wait. You people can observe here how many road junctions we can provide. 5 road junctions or else 4 road junctions, like that. Not only providing the road surface, we have to give the transportation engineer, he have to give the perfect alignment. Okay. And the transportation engineer, he has to provide the markings. Okay, so these are the white colors lines are there. These are the markings, nothing but the way of the vehicles. Okay, next one. And next, which type of a pavement should be provided on the road surface? Whether it is flexible pavement or else rigid pavement. Flexible pavement means nothing but the traveling on the tar roads or else bituminous roads or else asphalt roads. When coming to the rigid pavement, nothing but if we are going to be travel on the, we are going on the moving on the road surface, that is concrete roads, where the flexible pavement is very temporary type of roads. Okay, when coming to the rigid pavements, it is a very permanent type of road pavements, nothing but concrete. So these two types of pavements is decided depends on the loading conditions. What loading conditions? For example, on the road surface, not only the bus, not only the vehicle, not only the cars, maybe some big trucks will be there. So the trucks will be travel on that road surface. How much load is going to be applying on that road? Okay, if we have constructed one single road, if we have constructed one single road which we have constructed for 1 month, within a 1 month of that, a small damage was happened. So here we have to check how much load is going to be, whether what type of a load, nothing but any truck load. If you are going to be constructing the road near the highway surfaces, if you are going to be constructing the road inside the cities, nothing but urban planning will say, or else rural areas will say. So we have to check how much load we are going to be applying, how much load it is going to be applied on the road surfaces. So every part we have to be checked here. Okay, so then we have to move, either we have to go for the flexible or else we have to go for the rigid pavements. Okay, right. Due to the temperature changing conditions also, the flexible pavement may vary. Okay, when coming to the rigid pavement, it will be stay as strong. Okay, next, last but one, scope of hydraulics and water resource engineering. So nothing but what is the scope of a hydraulics and water resource? The availability of water. What we can do? Availability of water. Actually, where the water will come? Hydrologic cycle. So hydrologic cycle. So all of you people, you please remember the concept we will be discussed in next upcoming slides. Okay, hydrologic cycle. I will be made a small lecture video on the hydrologic cycle. Okay, where the water will become from nature. So the water will be coming where we are going to be storing. So the storing of water, what we have to do. Okay, whether for the drinking purpose or any industrial purpose or else any agricultural purpose or to generate the electricity. So here the scope of hydrologic and water resource engineering will applied. You people just observe here the first main point. Fluid mechanics, which deals the properties and behavior of a fluids. Okay, the fluid mechanics which deals the properties and behavior of a fluid. Behavior of a fluid means nothing but liquid particles, nothing but one is main, water. Not only the water, petroleum also will come, kerosene also will come. But what is our subject? Basic of civil engineering. In our basic of civil engineering, water is one of a main important component. So that's why we will be study fluid properties, means water properties, and what is the behavior of a water at rest and in motion conditions. The principles of fluid mechanics can be applied to the daily life. Next, when coming to the part of a water resource, it is going to be study the water to storage, to distribute, or to control the floods and generate the electricity. If starting only I say, if you are going to be constructing the reservoir, then we are going to be distribute the water for the public purposes, or else we can control the floods. Next, if you are going to be constructing the dam structure, we can generate the electricity. We will see small images here. See, right? Availability of water, we can store. Okay, next, this is the how the availability of water we can generate. You people can see, if this is any dam structure, see here a power plants will be present. So here the power plants will be present. From that power plant, electricity will generate. Okay, and next, not only if you are going to be constructing the any reservoirs, we can release the water for any home purpose or else any agricultural purpose. Okay, right now. And last topic, that is scope of environmental engineering. So actually most of the from our school onwards, environment means nothing but study of any atmosphere, but when coming to the civil engineering point of view, the environmental engineering means the mainly we will be study on the water. Sir, what water? Previous only hydraulics and water resource we have studied. In environmental engineering, what we are going to be studied on the water, we will have to check the quality standards. Okay, what the quality standards? Indian standards, Bureau Indian standards of water quality. For what purpose? You people are daily drinking the water, where the water is coming from reservoirs. Okay, so directly you people are drinking? No. So in the pump stations, okay, in the pump stations, they are going to do the filtration process. So after that, they will check what is the quality of this water, whether this filtered water is whether the filtered water is having the quality standards for drinking purpose or not. Okay, so not only on the water, not only on the for the drinking purpose of drinking water, and also it will be checked for and also it will be checked according to the atmosphere conditions, like any public health or air pollution controls. Next, solid waste management systems also the environmental engineer will involve. Not only to check the quality standards of water, he can check, the environmental engineer can check the quality of air pollution, how much we can control the air pollution, how much we can control the solid waste management, how much we can control the waste water. Okay, waste water means which is wasting purpose, which is using for the cleaning of clothes, cleaning of any items. So that is will come under the waste water. So either we can reuse or recycle or reduce process. Okay, so quality checks will be done in environmental engineering, not only for the water, and also for from waste management center. So how much waste daily we are wasting? The waste means solid waste management means nothing but any hospital disposal waste. Okay, next in our homes disposal wastes will be there. So all this we have to be collect, where we have to be going to be throw in dump yards. So how the environment is going to be affecting? Okay, how the environment is going to be affecting? So like this all the conditions like this all the conditions will check in environmental engineering. Okay, so my dear students, so today in this lecture video we have discussed about on the introduction of a civil engineering, what is the role of a civil engineering, and what are the various disciplines of civil engineering with each explanation. Okay, so thank you.